I went to Grasslands National Park earlier this year, just after May long weekend. It had been raining for most of the drive in, but I walked around the campground and I found some birds like this Vesper sparrow. And there were quite a few Richardson's ground squirrels around as well. On the second day, the next morning, I went out to the Belza day use area and walked that trail. This Wilson's warbler is the first one I've seen in Saskatchewan. I have them in Manitoba and Alberta. There were lots of clay-colored sparrows buzzing in the grass. Along the Broken Hills trails, there were many Sprague's pipits calling, singing up in the sky. Chestnut-collared longspur male and a female landed not too far ahead of me on the trail. It was the closest I've ever been to one. I was watching a pipit in my binoculars and I saw it going towards the ground and it landed on the hill across from me. The first time I've ever seen them on the ground. I hadn't seen a Seas Phoebe in 5 years, also in Saskatchewan, so it was nice to see them again. The black-tailed prairie dogs down in the lower Dogtown were a lifer mammal for me. I kept scanning the ground for a burrowing owl, and eventually I found them. I didn't realize at the time that there were two in that shot, but they were very far away. The long-billed curlew that landed nearby was also a lifer species. Ring-necked pheasants were lifer on this trip, but I had seen one on the drive-in before I got to the park. And then it started to rain again.
There's a number of advantages to deferring grazing on native pastures.
But it didn't last too long. And then I found this owl that was looking a bit wet. Eventually they started to dry off. Way back into the campsite at Top Dog Town, I saw this burrowing owl and I was able to get a bit closer to it. A horned lark and a vesper sparrow in the golden light with a rainbow in the distance. This was my first short-eared owl in Saskatchewan. I'd seen one in Manitoba 3 years ago. On day 3, I met up with a couple of photographers from Brandon area, and we were going to the 70-mile Butte Trail. On the way out we saw a curlew and an owl and a pronghorn. This spotted towie was a lifer. On the way back we stopped for this lark bunting for a bit. It kept going off and on the fence posts. Had to stop for the burrowing owl again, and got fairly close to this prairie dog. I was checking out the valley bottom area and I found quite a few sharp-tailed grouse. I don't know if it was a lek, but there were a couple males that were being aggressive towards each other. I spotted the short-eared owl way up in the sky. Day 4 started at the Three Sisters Trail with the grasshopper sparrow. This female lark bunting confused me for a bit because I thought it could have been a longspur, but I just don't know my longspurs very well. And this was my first time ever seeing an owlet. I went back and did the Eagle Butte Trail, and I really like the rock wrens, how small they are on the gigantic rocks. There were two northern harriers flying around in the valley here, male and female. I was walking over an incline, and on the other side there was a bison. I spooked it and it spooked me. Just needed it to be clear that I walked a 15 kilometer trail. On the final day, day 5, I went out to the east block on my way back to Brandon. This is my first upland sandpiper in Saskatchewan. This robin was hanging out at the campsite I camped at 2 years ago. And on the way out, I saw my last burrowing owl.